5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the season finale of the Gringo Show. It's that last show. It's that last show of the year. And when I woke up this morning, I thought it's the last show. Either fuck it and just say whatever I want, or make it the best damn one possible so you miss us while we're gone. I decided we're going to do a little bit of both and maybe a surprise or two. Who knows? I don't know what the surprise would be or could be, but stay tuned. But what a year it's been. And I want to especially thank the 20 people who have been watching this program since we converted our show from a weekly podcast to the current format. I want to thank Babs, Ken, Joe, Fred, George, He-Man. No, I'm not naming my favorite childhood cartoon characters. All right, maybe I am, but still, thanks to my action figures for following us. We've been through a lot together, a pandemic, an election, a post-election, lords, ladies, and so many other things together, and we are going to reflect on that tonight. So stick around. We do have a great show for you tonight. But first, let's start by talking about the holiday season here in Mexico, especially in El Gran Taco, El Capital, land with a lot of strawberries. Yes, a lot of fresas. Get it? Strawberries, fresas? Haha. I told you it's going to be a funny show. In normal times, we kick off the season with a great crawl to the Basilica, a.k.a. a great core workout, and then go through all the craziness and all the holidays until 6 days after New Year's when you're tired, broke, overweight, and you sit around with friends to see who eats Jesus. No, I didn't misspeak. You eat a circular bread. And by the way, what is that weird red and green stuff inside the bread? Is it a fruit? Is it candy? Is it both? And then the bakery plants a plastic Jesus inside. Whoever finds Jesus in their mouth has to buy tamales exactly 1 month later. Yes, it's crazy, but it's a thing. And you really don't have to buy the tamales. It's just like a thing that you say, but you really don't do. But I, as the gringo, always insist, hey, you got the Jesus, Diego, so buy my fucking tamales. But because of the COVID pandemic, the holiday season has not been the same. No more countless posadas, those work end-of-year parties where Julio finally tells his boss really how he feels, and then he makes out with Jose from accounting. Don't tell his wife. Then drunken Tuesday nights with close friends like, oh my God, we need to get together one more time before the year just to reflect on the life and everything we did. And then people drive to all those parties, traffic at a gridlock. Maybe that's why people crawl in December. It's faster than driving. The tension, the stress of having to buy things, crowded malls, and more traffic. Even your cell phone signal is bad. So maybe we should be grateful this year that we don't have to eat countless cakes, no stepping on the scale in fear. We're going to have a peaceful, quiet, and organized holiday season. Yes, bah humbug. But what are people... But come on, let's just relax and enjoy this much calmer December. But what are people doing here, and how does the tradition differ from other places around the world? Let's go to Javier Negrete, who went around Chilangoland to get a real perspective of what is the mood of the city. Take a look.
Hello Dan, I'm on the streets of the beautiful Mexico City to show you how the Mexican families celebrate during Christmas and New Year's Eve.
De Navidad el pavo.
Muy tradicional, que es pues comiendo pavo, reunión familiar y el brindis.
Y obvio las 12 uvas.
Nos hacen mucho también la parte esta de pedir posada y arrullar al niño Dios.
Familia hacen un tipo de lista y por ejemplo a tal le tocó a tal y la persona le tiene que intercambiar un regalo del precio más bajo hasta más mínimo. El chiste es que salga de corazón para todos.
Okay, but those are some of the most common ways to celebrate, but listen to the next ones.
Es trabajar todo el día hasta las 12 y ya después de las 12 ya podemos como tal como comer o descansar o sacamos a los perros a pasear. Somos panaderos.
Es una fiesta de 3 días con fogata y van quemando partes de la ropa. no sé, los tenis, los zapatos.
Para el postre siempre preparamos como leche con chocolate y piña. Y así no nos tomamos. Lo vimos en un video de chiquitos, pero ya es costumbre hacerlo.
En mi familia hay un juego que se llama La Avaricia y lleva 2 dados. Cada familia tiene que comprar 3 regalos, uno bueno, caro, otro muy feo y barato y otro más o menos. Y todos se ponen al centro empacados. Nadie puede ver cuál es cuál. Se avientan los dados y te vas quedando con regalos. Y ya los vas abriendo. Entonces cuando todos van viendo cuál es, tú vas viendo cuál quieres. Entonces cuando te caen, creo que par, te puedes quedar con cualquier regalo. Y a la 10ª ronda, quien se quedó con el regalo se quedó.
En Año Nuevo hacemos todos los rituales de barrer todo lo malo hacia afuera, de dar la vuelta con las maletas para viajes.
There you go. Back to you, Dan.
That's great. But take your suitcases around the block. Like, I guess so. Thanks, Javier. Have a happy holiday. Let's move on to our segment, No Manches, Mexi Gringo News of the Week. No Manches. Twitter was in an uproar as Mexico federal Congresswoman Beatriz Robles filled out a form to declare her candidacy for governor of Querétaro. But as she was writing the word Querétaro, she spelled it with the letter E instead of an A, causing a backlash for her misspelling. I mean, I don't get it. It's a letter. I mean, once I forgot to do something for a friend, I felt really bad about it. So I wrote a letter that said, Lo siento, estoy embarazada. And I still get my own TV show. I mean, why was she filling out a form anyway? It's so 2005, and now we have a spell check to save us. And guys, if this is what we're worried about here in Mexico, we've got a guy that clearly lost an election is trying to delegitimize democratic institutions in the United States to keep his job. Oh, that's right. You guys have had to deal that with already in 2006, right? So speaking of Donald Trump, do you know this guy? Tall, orange, small hands. Trump is planning to travel to Mar-a-Lago, his Florida home, to celebrate the holidays this year. But American news media reported this week that according to aides familiar with the president's schedule, there has been no confirmation of a return to the White House. So, of course, the media goes into speculation of what's he going to do? Where's he going to go? And of course, guys, he's 74 years old. There's a golf course there. It's warm. It's too cold over there in DC. It's like your parents take a vacation to Merida and never come back. The political world in Washington is also wondering if he will show up for the inauguration. I mean, would you show up to the first day of work for your replacement after you've been fired? Especially if you spent the last how many years firing everybody on TV. You go to Vegas and you can bet if Trump is going to inauguration, I bet he's not going. Anyway, the U.S. needs to take a tradition from Mexico. Clearly, it needs a presidential sash, or as we say in Mexico, una banda presidencial. Even when there was a transfer of power to another party, the president has a sash. He'd have to eventually give it to the next president. I mean, it's not like Trump is going to get it dry cleaned, then send Biden the ticket to pick it up on inauguration day. No, he has to give it. And all Mexican presidents in modern times have showed up and passed the sash, even when there was a change in the party. Zedillo did it for Fox. Calderon passed the sash for Peña Nieto. In U.S., you need to learn some things from Mexico. Anyway, just as an aside, I just have a question. Why didn't we use Fox and Calderon's second names, but we have to say Peña Nieto? I mean, did he have an overambitious grandmother that made sure everyone knew he was a Nieto? Like, make sure you tell everyone that you have an abuela, mijo. Uh-huh. In other news, residents of the city of Culiacan last week broke a world record by making a 70-meter-long cubre-boca mask and covered the entrance of a downtown market to send a message that wearing masks saves lives during the COVID-19 outbreak. They joined their neighbors in Mazatlan, who broke a record in 2011 for the largest shrimp cocktail. Jalisco in 2017 for the largest serving of guacamole, weighing in at 2,980 kilograms. And Mexico City in 2016 for the largest gathering of Doctor Who characters, 492 to be exact. You just got to love it. And it's just, again, I love you, Mexico. The Mexican Senate approved a bill on Wednesday stripping U.S. agents of their diplomatic immunity and limiting the amount of activities they can do. Current law allows law enforcement agents, such as the Drug Enforcement Agency, or as we know it, the DEA, to operate in the country with increased legal protections. It still needs to pass the lower house and be signed by President Andrés Manuel López Obrador before it takes effect. I'm just waiting for Netflix to release Narcos 3, DEA agents in Tepito. I'm just going to say that this may get passed quicker than the cannabis bill that was just passed because, well, the weed law guys are sitting stoned eating pizza, and it's just going to take a while. President-elect Joe Biden on Monday announced Javier Becerra as his pick to be the Secretary of Health and Human Services. Said Mildred from Topeka, Kansas, Harry, there's an X, so why isn't it Xavier? Well, if confirmed, Javier would be the first person with Mexican heritage to fill this post. His mom is from Guadalajara, and his dad was born in Sacramento, but grew up in Tijuana. Because of his working class upbringing, and as the New York Times reported, thanks New York Times for really digging into this, he drinks milk with his lunch. They call him the Latino Joe Biden. So thanks New York Times, let's call him Jose Bideno. Let's go over to Pinche Gringo Show correspondent Fernando Castilla. That's right, Fernando, who has a little castle, filling in for Lila as she is on maternity leave to give us a quick update on what's happening at the Gringo. Fer, do you like that? Has anybody ever said that to you before or no? Or it's just the Gringo?
No, I think I've heard that a couple of times.
Okay, right? A castle for a lady, right? That's what your last name is. Fernando, tell us where you are right now. What's going on at the Gringo?
Hey, Dan. Yeah, we're just getting our smokers all fired up so we can get our whole meats here so we can deliver tomorrow and get people picking up and starting for their fiestas decembrinas.
Festín Decembrinos. Tell us about Festín Decembrino, especially now that I just reported that it's not really festín right now going on in the city with COVID. So tell us how we can celebrate safely with some good cooked meats from Pinche Gringo.
Yeah, I mean, definitely fiestas are not happening, but festines, why not? I mean, festín is to have a great meal. So why not? I mean, being secure at your home with your family or your loved ones, why not enjoy your whole meats by Pinche Gringo? I mean, we have whole turkey, we have whole ham, we have the whole brisket. You've always wanted to get that bite of the whole brisket. Now's your opportunity to do it.
Right, especially people who live in the same house with their tios and their tias and their primos and, segundo primos and la esposa de mi hijo, right? It's a great thing that you're a turkey. Fernando, tell us how we can buy these turkeys.
Yeah, and you can go into pgbbq.mx and there you can order online 48 hours before you want your whole meat. And then you can pick it up at our sucursal at Warehouse or at Patio in Colonia Narvarte.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Fernando Castilla, Little Castle, for being with us on the show today. I really appreciate it, Fernando. As we wrap up our 25th episode and our first season, we wanted to just take a pause and reflect on the incredible year we've had here at the Pinche Gringo Show. And then, of course, due to the wonderful corporate censors and offended Karens in the U.S., the Gringo Show. So let's run down our most memorable moments of this first season. Early in the season, we invited the U.S. ambassador to Mexico to come on the show, and he actually accepted. I even think his public affairs people were surprised and nervous as well. But the biggest surprise was when he showed up to the program in the best jacket ever. That I think your jacket is going to be the star of the show today. Everybody's been commenting on social media on our feed about it. So take a picture of the ambassador, and I want you to use this hashtag ambassador jacket because I think that's the coolest ambassador jacket that we've ever had in the history of this show and anything else. So ambassador,
if you can't be cool, you might as well dress cool. That's my motto.
Ambassador, you're the coolest guy in the world. Don't worry about it. I love the jacket. I don't even know how we got on the show, but not only did he appear, but former Economic Secretary Ildefonso Guajardo also with a huge announcement.
I have made it very clearly, publicly, that I'm trying to get the nomination of my party to contend in that election.
I'm sure that was the first time he announced in English on TV or on the YouTube channel that he did this. But so there's a big announcement there. But how about this one? We joke here that we don't think anyone is watching the show, but then we found out that our show was possibly being monitored and trolled by the Russians. Then good old American Jason Young with 24 subscribers and a patriotic bald eagle and his profile picture, proud of his country and apparently a fan of the Gringo Show. And he took the time to express his love for Donald Trump. But looking closer into his profile, take a look. It's in Russian. Now, yes, there is a possibility that Jason Young did a study abroad in Moscow during his junior year at Wichita State University. Hey, bro, they got vodka, hot girls, a lot of snow. Or can we entertain the possibility that these people are not real and are fake accounts created by hackers in St. Petersburg that think I'm making an impact on the US presidential election? And all I have to say about that is, fuck yeah. Thanks for flaying my ego. Someone's paying attention to me. Niet. I just want to tell you, Russia, I had nothing to do with the election. I don't think anything I said had any sway on anybody. So you're wasting your time, Russia. Or how about one of our segments where we talked about ladies, lords, and kings? Heary, heary, as your official Mire. Anyone got a cross and some stuff in my chest hair? I now appoint Raul Bermudez Arriola, representative of the National Tourism Promotion Fund, also known as Fonatur, in Cancun as an official Lord of Mexico. That's right. Last week, Raul, or now we call him Lord Fonatur. So that was not the only time I had my shirt off. I did unbutton when I was talking about Mexico City's elite youth again, where I unbuttoned my shirt. But then after I unbuttoned it, I interviewed the ex-US ambassador to Mexico, but I forgot to rebutton the shirt. I just want to say, as a resident of Mexico City and part of the American community, you are incredibly highly respected here. Everybody in the American community talked very highly about you as ambassador, and we hope to see you back here sometime soon with us. One of the funniest segments we did was when we translated a few of the names of the Mexico City metro stops into English. Check out line 8, where your first stop is where rattles are made. Then meander on down to with a piece of steak to the station named the House of Salt. How about putting on your bathing suit and stopping at Place of Medicinal Baths? And finally, be careful, because this metro station is where water twists. I don't even know what I was wearing. I think I was dressed up to a 60s rock concert, or what I would have looked like if I was on a lot of coke. I don't know. But our most interesting interview came from Mickey Huidobro from the famous Mexican band Molotov. Mickey's a very good friend of us at Pinche Gringo, and he agreed to be on our first ever show to talk about his beer. What we didn't know is that he was involved in a motorcycle accident the day before and suffered a broken leg. But because he loved us so much, he didn't cancel his appearance, but was probably on a few painkillers, as he told us this story.
And one of those cows fell into the the pothole. and the cow was there 3 or 4 days dying, and nobody could take it away from there. So the donors, they didn't even wanted to give a shot, to a gray shot to the cow. She was suffering, and nobody could make it to pull it out of a pothole and stuff like that. So all my idea to give you the water of my property was kind of completely fucked up. So sorry for the word.
No, I understand. I don't even know. We were just talking about a cow. It was amazing. And it got even better because then he shared with us how much he loves making pizza.
When I get something like a really nice cheese, you have to drive half an hour to the first decent supermarket and stuff like that. So it's been very hard for us to deal with. I'm also a pizza maker, a cooker. So not a good word. So for me, getting the right cheese and the right dough, the sourdough, and all those things, it's really hard.
I just love it how he went from beer to pizza and cows. But we love you, Mick. I love you, Mick, so much. You're our biggest fan, and we're your biggest fan as well. But what about how we scored an interview with 2-time UFC world champion Cain Velasquez. We had technical difficulties right before he came on and right when he was on, but everything came together and we were able to have a really deep conversation with one of the toughest men in the world.
Everybody else, like, this is how I feel. I feel very connected to Mexico and the people there. And I just kept doing that and saying that. And, you know, before I fought, as I walked out to fight, I carried the bandana on my fist, you know, to represent, like, everybody is with me. Everybody Mexican is with me. We're all throwing the same punch together type of thing.
I don't know if I was really aggravated about the scene or I was really terrified that he was going to like take his hand through the camera and I don't know. But, and I definitely went on a few rampages about why people are so damn offended by the word pinche. Because to us, pinche means love. It means that you are close to someone and you give yourself just a little bit of humility so that we can move to a more equal level with our Mexican brothers and sisters. I pinche love you. And hashtag pinche is not a bad word. It's not a bad word. I've been trying to say this for a long time, but you know, the censors don't agree with me, but whatever. How about who has the best tacos in Mexico City? What is your favorite fresa taco, Mr. Fernando?
I have to say Califa, 100%.
Califa. How about you, Maria?
Yeah, I had to say Califa too.
Califa. Are we agreed on this, Daniel? Califa? Dante?
I don't want to say Califa, but I think that Califa is a good fresa taqueria.
I like Califa. I also like Orinoco. Shout out to my Monterrey brothers and sisters up there. Flour tortillas rule. Also, like, I wanted to know what Mexico City soccer team is the best. Yes, I've invited one super fan from each team to make an argument for why I should support whatever team I should support. So I have three people. I have the Pumas fan, Fernando Gesto, right here. How you doing, Fernando?
How are you, dude?
I'm good. I have Cruz Azul fan, Kenneth Smith here in the house.
Hey,
and
how you doing, man?
I have Club America supporter Jose Manuel Mercado joining us on the show. So this is exciting. I have a lawyer, an economist, and a businessman. So this should be interesting, all right? I just realized that I'm wearing the same shirt as I wore on that episode because I try to wear different shirts every day and I totally failed on that one. But anyway, our probably one of the funniest segments, our final segment that'll show you cats and dogs playing Loteria.
That fill all your book and right after you Loteria. But if you don't yell, you can win, okay?
El corazón, la campana, la rosa, el catrín, el melón.
That's great. That's my favorite skit. All right, so that is it for our first season of the Gringo Show. Of course, I have to say this show was not made possible by one person. It was made possible by the hard work of a number of people that have contributed extra time and effort, mostly volunteering their time, because we have not made any money on this show. It has been a labor of love from everyone involved. So I want to make a special thanks to Fernando Castilla in our marketing department, Laila Garcia Mora, our wonderful Gringo Show correspondent, our beautiful Roxy and Vida, our hair, makeup, and production crew, Franco for just being around, Javier Negrete, you're the man going out on the street every day and trying to get randos to talk about strangest things and running the teleprompter. A special thanks to Kenneth Smith, Augustine Barrios Gomez. How many times did I call you this year to be on the show? The entire team at Estudio Vivo for lights, cameras, setup. Zeus and the crew at Pinche Gringo Barbecue for supporting us with food and catering. Martha and Jose for your incredible work and support in getting us the resources we need. Our amazing, incredible editor, Hector Alvarez, who is behind the scenes making sure we have the best graphics and live editing of the show, and our producer, Sarah Wilson, who joined the show halfway through, but has organized it and made it a spectacular success this year. We have a lot to thank her for keeping this show together. See, it takes a village to make a little rinky-dink program like ours a smashing success. And to you, our viewers, thanks for sticking with us. We're going to have an amazing second season starting on January 14th. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? We will premiere with the one and only Beto O'Rourke on the show. We're going to have a great lineup for 2021 and hopefully some other big news to report. So have a great break. Be safe this holiday season. And from all of us at The Gringo Show, have a happy new year. And we'll see you in 2021. Have a great night.
Mexico is laughing thanks to you. We like to watch you dance salsa and listen to your bad Spanish too. We like to watch you almost die from spicy food.